Hello everyone, welcome to the Theoretical Phonetics course. This is the lecture number 12, Modifications of English Consonants and Vowels in Speech. Sounds in actual speech are seldom pronounced by themselves. To pronounce a word consisting of more than one sound, it is necessary to join the sounds together in the proper way. There exist several types of junction, some of which are common to all or many languages, while others are characteristic of individual languages. In order to master the specific types of junction, it is necessary to understand the mechanism of joining sounds together. This mechanism can only be understood after analyzing the stages in the articulation of speech sound pronounced in isolation. Every speech sound pronounced in isolation has three stages of articulation. They are the on-glide or the initial stage. The second is the retention stage or the medial stage. And the third one, the off-glide, release, or the final stage. The on-glide or the beginning of a sound is the stage during which the organs of speech move away from a neutral position to make up a position necessary for the pronunciation of a consonant or a vowel. The on-glide produces no audible sound. The retention stage or the middle of a sound is the stage during which the organs of speech are kept for some time either in the same position necessary to pronounce the sound in case of non-complex sounds, or move from one position to another within complex sounds, such as diphthongs, diphthongs, and affricates. For the retention stage of a stop consonant, the term stop stage may also be used. So the off-glide or the end of a sound is the stage during which the organs of speech move away to a neutral position. The off-glide of most sounds is not audible, the exception being plosives, whose off-glide produces the sound of plosive before a vowel and in a word final position before a pause. In English, there are two principal ways of linking to adjacent speech sounds: merging of stages, interpretation of stages. The type of junction depends on the nature of the sounds that join together. As all English sounds come under the classification of consonants and vowels, we may speak of joining. So the first is a consonant to a following vowel. We call them C plus V, as in the word me. The first is consonant, and it is followed by a vowel. The next is a vowel to a following consonant, or V plus C, as in the word on. The first is the vowel, and the following is consonant. Two consonants, C plus C, as in the word blow. You may see BL are two consonants. Two vowels, V plus V, as in the word reality, EA. Two vowels. Merging of stages as compared with the interpretation of stages is a simpler and a looser way of joining sounds together. It usually takes place if two adjacent sounds of different nature are joined together. In this case, the end of the preceding sound penetrates into the beginning of the following sound. In other words, the end of the first sound and the beginning of the second are articulated almost simultaneously. Interpretation of stages usually takes place when consonants of a similar or identical nature are joined. In this case, the end of the first sound penetrates not only into the beginning but also the middle part of the second sound, like in the word act and begged. The modifications are observed both within words and word boundaries. There are the following types of modification: assimilation, accommodation, reduction, elision, and inserting. The adaptive modification of a consonant by a neighboring consonant in a speech then chain is assimilation. Accommodation is used to denote the interchanges of vowel, consonant, or consonant-vowel types. Reduction is actually qualitative or quantitative. Weakening of vowels is unstressed position. Elision is a complex loss of sounds, both vowels and consonants. Inserting is a process of sound addition. Modification of consonants, assimilation, place of articulation. D, dental, before the and th, like in words eighth, add the, said that. D, post alveolar before r, like in words tree, drew, dream, the third room. Z, post alveolar before sh, this shop, that she. T, affricates before y, graduate, could you. M, labiodental before f, like in word symphony. N, dental before th, like in word seventh. Vela before k, like thank. Manner of articulation, loss of plosion, glad to see you, great trouble. Nasal position, sudden, at night, let me see. Lateral plosion, settle, at last. Work of the vocal cords, voiced, voiceless, newspaper, gooseberry, and in grammatical, has, is, does. They have s or have. Notice in English typical assimilation is voiced, voiceless, voiceless, voiced is not typical. So degree of noise sonorants are partially devoiced after p, t, k, s. Accommodation, lip position, consonant, back vowel, pu, rude, hu. Rounded, you see, lips are rounded, hu. Consonants plus front vowel, like in words t, sit, keep. Elision, loss of in personal and possessive pronouns and the forms of the auxiliary verb have. He ends to be the lost when preceded by o, like always, already, all right. In cluster of consonants, next day, just one, mashed potatoes. Inserting of sounds, linking r, potential pronunciation of r, corona or coroner. Intrusive r is pronounced where no r is seen in the spelling. China and glass. It is not recommended to foreign learners. So this is the end of the lecture. Thank you for your attention.